She's a dancer. 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 Got me watching you. She's a dancer. Stuck on how she moves. She's a dancer. Got me hypnotized. She's a dancer. Gonna spend my money on my money tonight. Hey shorty, how you doing? See you every Friday. Yeah. Watching you move. Damn, you're so sexy. Yeah. No, it ain't real. It's all pure fantasy. Yes, I know the deal. It's all about the money. But I can't stop thinking about what we can do out of this club. Where it's just me and you. So say you're ready. Girl, give me that chance. Once I dive in, you'll be left in a trance. Got me watching you. She's a dancer. Stuck on how she moves. She's a dancer. Got me hypnotized. She's a dancer. Gonna spend my money on my money tonight. Oh, oh, oh no, baby. I know this ain't real, but it feels like it is. Got me thinking I'm the only one that matters in this club. Every time we exchange words, I feel that rub on my leg. Draw me in, asking if I'm ready for another dance. These pockets still heavy, so I said let's go. She took me to the top floor. Now she gives me a private show. Booty go up and down. Said the booty go up and down. Hips go round and round. Said the hips go round and round. Booty go up and down. Said the booty go up and down. Hips go round and round. Said the hips go round and round. She's a dancer. Got me watching you. Got me watching you. Got me watching you. She's a dancer. Stuck on how she moves. Got me stuck on how she moves. She's a dancer. Got me hypnotized. She's a dancer. She's a dancer. Gonna spend my money. Spend my money tonight. All this money, girl, it's yours. Just keep on dancing, and I'll throw more. All this money, girl, it's yours. Just keep on dancing, and I'll throw more. All this money, girl, it's yours.
We ain't gonna go back and forth and play this cat and mouse game. It is what it is. If you with it, let me know from the beginning. What it's gonna be. Yeah.
So what's it gonna be, baby girl? You're trying to come home. Me, girl. Get your ass in the phone, come home. You, girl. really trying to roll. Come on. Hop in the whip, I'm about to roll. Dismissing all these bitches hitting up the phone. I'm headed to the spot just to be alone. I step in, get a table while I'm in the zone. Something like one bottle just to be social. Hitting Twitter, let my hitters know I'm chillin' local. And I'm sipping while I'm sitting solo. I'm just different bass hitting while I'm listening to total. A lot of things on the floor shaking. Each one got me more patient. I see when I'm like, Lord gracious. Let's see what it's gonna take us. I told her, I wanna see you on the floor naked. She laughed. She looked at me and said, this boy crazy. Then she looked at me and said she overdated. Then I looked at her and said, I'm so persuasive. Then I grabbed her by the hand, headed to the table. It's glasses after glasses, getting more acquainted. The liquor make these women show their true colors. Brown and brown equals black when it's undercovers. It could all start with a couple licks, and they can end with you. And in between, I be it's blindfolded sex, you don't know who you fucking with. She said the party done, let's get out of here. I said the party starts when we out of here. By the end of the night, we can both get right. I'm not here just to find me your Wi-Fi. So what it's gonna be, baby girl? You're trying to come home. Acting like it. Come home. Really trying to roll. You ain't trying to leave. Okay, let go. Now what you gonna do? Cause I already know what you wanna do. And I can tell that you can tell that I'm wanting you. And I ain't with the game, so I'm laying in front of you. So now it's your decision. Because your decision, it will lead to more decisions. And the more decisions we have, it's for more positions. Both our wrists handcuffed together, fucking co-defendants. I'm trying to get you alone, girl. And ain't nobody trying to fuck your buck-tooth home, girl. So leave her by herself right there where she's supposed to be. And bring your sexy ass more close to me. Let's have a toast to me. Cause this calls for a celebration. Let's say cheers to the crib with the betters waiting. Soon as we friend up, where you gon' end up? In a room that's tremendous, in the mood getting bit up. Now tell me how that sound, cause I get around like Tupac if you not down. What you need? If you ain't with it, gotta let me know. If you ain't with it, I ain't flipping, I'll let you go. So call me a loser. I don't get mad, I just call you an Uber. I dig on your cab, and if you want me to do ya, then getting relaxed, looking thick in the passenger seat when we pulling out. Now all the stops are pulling out. I see you staring, so I dare you, mama, pull it out. By the end of the night, you can both get right. I'm not here just to find me your Wi-Fi. So what it's gonna be, baby girl? You're trying to come home. Come home. Trying to roll. So what's it gonna be, baby girl? You're trying to come home with me, girl. So get your ass in the car, come home with you, girl. If you're not really trying to roll.
With my ladies, if I might, let me puff on that hookah, let me sip some wine like I'm out of date, pin up on my dress so tight. Tonight I'ma drink my sorrows, tonight I'ma smoke away all my stress. Me and my girls about to act a hotness, pop 15 bottles and excuse the hotness. Straight looking cute, all them looking at me, they could get the boo. Noche de mujeres, see I get a clue. Now duck face girls, it's a photo shoot. It's time to wind my body, it's time to work up a sweat. Go on DJ, slow the tempo, cause this party ain't over yet. Yes, we're feeling right, yes, we're feeling right. say, yeah, man, it's just past 2. And I think I'm seeing double, think I lost a shoe. Ended up on the ground, stumbled on my ex wall. The wall I was sipping, it was him I was next to. Hit up my girls like, what? It's a dub in this club, about to get some grub. Hop in the cab, yeah, we out to the heights. Finish up the champagne, go grab some bites. Segment Express or some patacon. I could go for medio pollo on your malecón. I don't know about y'all, but I'm in the zone. Feeling like someone, a coffee Patron. Out to the athletes and that is young. Have my entourage is already done. Ain't no stressing out the niggas, ain't no feeling glum. Or you having boy props, bathroom, son.
Yes, we're feeling right. Yes, we're feeling right. Ladies night. Get them hands up high. Keep them hands up high. Ladies night. Popping bottles right. Feeling just as tight. Ladies night. Yes, we're feeling right. Yes, we're feeling right. Ladies night.
Next stop, Sin City. We about to see all them biddies. Divvy up these dollar billies. Throw it in the air like Diddy. My so pretty. These strippers to Diddy. These fellas are frisky. It's the life of New York City. Hell of a night, we gotta do it again. And we ain't gon' stop till it's 6 a.m. Yes, I'm a Barbie, I don't need no Ken. It depends on women, who needs a man? Nah, I'm wildin' out cause I love these guys. But back up, Bobby, it's a female's night. It's a female's night. Back up, Bobby, it's a female's night.
Yes, we're feeling right. Yes, we're feeling right. Ladies night. Get them hands up high. Keep them hands up high. Ladies night. Popping bottles right. Fitting dresses tight. Ladies night. Yes, we're feeling right. Yes, we're feeling right. Ladies night. Are you living or are you existing? Because life is meant for you to be living.
That's right.
I said, are you living or are you existing?
Come on, girls, we gotta have fun.
Because life is meant for you to be living.
That's right. It's Barbie Levy in the building. I mean,
HHPOV. Not until he gets his tattoos and those dreadlocks, he gonna be the toughest, illest man in the. Anyway, yo, Heroes headquarters, HHPOV 6 to 8, even though it's 6:17 due to Bravo.
What? Yeah.
But,
6 to 17.
Due to me, I've been here. I've been here ready.
I've been here. I thought you meant 6
I've
to
been here
7,
ready.
17.
I mean 6:17
Oh, okay.
I've been here
to
ready.
8.
according to Slims is 6:55. I mean 7:55. But
Yeah.
sounds good, forever good, feel good.
Yeah. Bravo Captain.
What up? It's your girl Tay. HHPOV.
Heroes are created, not born.
But just
I just had to put that out there.
Bravo!
You know what I'm saying?
Bravo. Starting early.
All heroes don't wear capes.
Bravo!
that goes for another one. This guy's gonna be on a roll. I
Bravo.
can see it already. He's gonna be on
Bravo.
a roll today.
Bravo
Exactly.
quotables for the day.
Be dope on your own.
Ooh! Bravo! I actually like that one. I'm going to use it.
Oh man,
Be dope on your own. Bravo.
That Bravo thing is gonna get my button's gonna be on fire today. But
Yeah.
let's talk about what we just talking about, man.
Which one we
Mr. Bill
talking about?
Cosby.
Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby.
You know, before we even get into it, we should ask Tay, being that she's a female and she's the female in the room. How do you feel about this?
A crime is a crime, regardless of who commits it. I have very strong views on rape allegations or rape in general. So I do feel as if you drug these women then and rape them, you should be indicted for your actions, no matter which race you are. But unfortunately, we live in a society that only punishes people of a certain race.
Yeah.
So it is hard to take a stance on something of a magnitude like race when people are being treated unfairly. But I do believe that he should get some time, but not how society is crucifying him. No, I disagree with that, especially when you have people who have done this for years and they get no punishment.
Exactamundo.
I agree with that, but 3 to 10 for a rape charge is not a bad charge. I don't think.
What do you mean it's not a bad charge? Sentence.
Excuse
Oh, okay.
me. Sentencing. I might have used the wrong word, but it's not a bad sentencing because
It's not a bad sentence.
you're doing 3 years for a rape, where usually I think people do it about 7 years or about
7 years minimum.
Right. Now,
And these were multiple accounts of rape. You're talking about more than one
right, but
female.
Now, see, that's
there
why I
was
got
one-
a problem.
there was one
That's
that
where I have
actually
a
was the
problem.
one that took him down.
Yeah, so I don't know.
My thing is this. You're right. A crime is a crime. Everyone should be punished. And my thing is that why come out so many years later? That's just the part
20
that I
plus
don't get.
years later.
I mean,
20
I don't get
plus
that.
years later.
You know, I look. You know, forgive me what I'm about to say, man. I have 3 daughters right now. You understand?
Indeed, I got 2.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to my wife about this, and you know, I'm gonna be super frank about what I said, and I told her, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna always be behind my daughter's side, 120%.
Mm-hmm.
But I will be mad at them for coming out so late. I will be mad at them with that.
And
Why?
not
Because
Why?
it
would
is-
it matter if it's a celebrity versus a person who is not in the limelight?
No, but this is what I'm trying to say. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. Regardless of who it is, I would be mad at one of my daughters if they come out to me 25 years later and tells me, Dad, this is what happened. Why are you telling me this now?
and
Sweetheart, we
But
could
it's
have
not
dealt with
about-
this. We could have dealt with this then.
Because I don't think that people see it as like it's not about you though. It's about them and where they are in their life.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, mad, yes, like you said, people could be mad at that statement, but you don't know what your children, you know, hypothetically is going through during that time. So you don't know what process or journey they're going to be on. Maybe they would never come out and say it, but at that time they felt vulnerable enough to then tell you 25 years later. It's their journey and their healing process. So for me, it's like with any traumatic situation, I feel like you can't necessarily put a time frame on it. Now, if she then wants to press charges and goes about the situation differently, I will look at it like, okay, we could have dealt with that situation later. If she was telling you about like, let's talk about it so I can clear my chest and maybe this will explain the way that I grew up, or, you know, if she started having situations with guys later on in her life and then you start being curious like what's going on and she didn't tell you. But then if she told you 25 years later, maybe then close holes or put some puzzle pieces together, I would agree. Like, let's talk about it then and there. But if she wants to press charges, like there's limitations to
And that's probably where I didn't make myself clear.
Yeah.
Of pressing charges and going through all, them talking to me whenever they feel comfortable to talk
Yes.
to me about it, that's something different. Whenever you're ready, holler at me. But if you're going to go ahead and press charges and go through all this legal stuff, and it's like, we could have knocked that out. It's going to be so much a harder battle now.
Mm-hmm.
As time is, you know, as time keeps moving. I just don't understand why they're waiting so long to start these charges.
I agree.
And it's like, I don't know. Is it a conspiracy? Is it more than what we think it is?
Can I
I
talk
think it's
on real
more.
life right now?
Let's see what Bravo
Go
is,
ahead,
because this
Bravo.
button over here, I got to
Yo,
put this
I
ready.
know that I might get bashed by women.
Uh-oh.
You understand what I'm saying?
Speak your mind.
But I got 2 daughters, and I'm going to talk my talk.
Go ahead.
Money is behind that situation.
Bravo!
Money is behind that situation. I don't care what anybody tell me. Money is involved. Whatever happened years upon years ago with the ladies that we don't know. Nobody knows but Bill and the ladies.
But I mean, I could be wrong on this. Don't really quote me on it. But I did hear that the one that actually charged, the one that he felt, the one that he got convicted for,
Mm-hmm.
he had he was paying for, I think, her college or something like that.
This is what
3.3 million.
This is why I'm telling you, money's
ago.
involved.
Years ago. So I guess that 3.3 million ran out, and he was like, she put a civil suit.
And we gonna go into it because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna talk this talk right now.
She put a civil suit and then got 3.3 million from him, and I guess that money ran out. She was like, "Oh right, that money ran out. I think I need more, Bill."
Now to talk on this money, no. Now to talk on this money,
that's OD.
Now to talk on this money,
that's
right?
OD.
You're right. And the money ran out, and what happened is, Bill was getting new money. He was getting new money.
Now they want to tap
he had
into
got a
that
new
money.
TV situation. And what happens is when you go to do those type of things, you know, you're still in touch with your lawyers and things.
You are.
And they're like, well, you know, he's getting a new situation.
Maybe we could tap into that.
Get some more.
And me as a lawyer, I'm going to get 10% from that, so we got to get at him.
For some more money, and they was like, no, I'm not giving you, I gave you money. I already settled this with you. We made an agreement, we settled. You feel what I'm saying? Whatever you did with your funds and all of this, now you want more money. That's one. Two is America will not allow a black man to be that powerful. He wanted to buy a broadcasting network. He wanted to purchase one of those stations. They gave him a price.
It was NBC Black or something? NBC Black?
They gave him, first he wanted to buy CBS years ago. They deaded him. Okay, whatever. Then he wanted to buy NBC recently, and they gave him a price, right? When he came up with the price, they gave him he came up with the money. They upped it again, thinking that he wasn't going to get the money, and he got the money again. And this is
money or not money, do you still feel like he should be punished for a crime that he committed?
No. Not when, no, and I'm gonna tell you this. No.
He can kill.
No. Listen.
Kill.
And we still at free Bill.
Bill can kill.
No.
Free Bill. And he can kill.
I'm gonna tell you why. He shouldn't be punished for it.
Why?
Because
he's Bill Cosby, damn it.
Just like when you go to court, right? Just like when you go to court.
Oh my God.
And if we settle on a plea deal, and I serve my time, or whatever it was, probation, community service for that, you can't come back at me again now for the same crime years later and say, you know what, we don't think you was punished enough for that. We already settled this. So if he settled an agreement with this lady,
with that one particular lady, right? Yes, okay.
How can you now press charges against him when y'all came to an agreement?
And that was my argument with my wife.
You feel what I'm saying?
They settled in a civil service.
How are you going to now press charges? Now you're going back on your word now because why? Because I'm not accommodating you with some more.
Was it taken care of legally from Bill's side of it? Because how do you make sure that she can't come back?
This is what I'm saying though.
25 years later.
On that case, we don't know.
We don't know.
But the whole thing is, if we make an agreement, right?
We made an agreement.
And I paid you the money for whatever I did to you, and you said, okay, I'm going to take this. Then 20 years, 15 years later, you come back, you go, you know what? You getting some more money, and I'm not getting that. I'm pressing charges now. You're fucked up. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm looking at it as real. We talking real. We're not even talking about the crime, because if we came to an agreement during the crime, and you said, okay, it's a pass, yeah, I'm gonna take this and this and this and that, and then you come back now, you're doing wrong now. You're doing wrong. You feel what I'm saying? Money is involved in that whole situation, and that's what it boils down to, is that he was getting the new money, and they wanted a piece of it, and America, the new America right now, is like, we're not going to have this man. Okay. First of all,
you just sounded like Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Right? First of all,
like, and you know why I say it's really messed up about him. Like a lot of people saying, well, he need to do the time. You've destroyed this man's legacy. Everything he's worked for his entire life is gone.
Yeah,
it's gone. It's like you taking my bank account, making me homeless, and then you come back and you want to kill me. I'm homeless. I have no. I have nothing.
Bill.
I have nothing now. So why are you gonna kill me now? You feel what I'm saying?
No, Bill
I'm
can
already,
kill.
I'm
Bill
already
can
living dead right now. So you took away everything this man has worked for. Everything. He's done. He's 80 plus years old. Then you want to stick him in jail now? That's torture.
It is torture. That's why I said it's circumstantial. If they had an agreement, I believe that they should take care of it. What about all of the other women? I don't know if they are going to press charges and that case is going to come out. I have no idea if they are. But if they didn't have an agreement, then they have every right to say something.
But then the thing is, and Tay, as a woman, and we know this.
Yep.
They flock together, man. If one person says, "Oh, she got paid, I can get paid. I was around Bill." You feel? Because the accusation, once you accuse somebody,
they're
your credibility is going down.
They're
so
found
now
guilty.
Everybody's coming, so we don't know who. So for people to be like, "Yo, yeah, he got," you can't say that. You can't say that. And I'm not knocking women. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking women, but we all know, and even men, we get caught up in the hype of celebrities.
We do.
You feel what I'm saying? We get caught. You partying, you doing, and everything is okay until the next day. The next day when you wake up, now it's a problem.
You know, some of these girls, they were like, you could say they were like drug addicts, because I know a few of them that was accused that accused Bill, but that they already had a coke problem.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm upset about it because it's justice, injustice. Okay, you did it to Bill, then you got to do it to everybody else.
No,
too.
I agree. You have to do it to everybody
you
else.
You got to do it to
That's
everybody
not right.
else. You just
I
can't
agree
do
on
it
that
to
part.
Bill, and then and everybody is shaming him, but ain't nobody talking about nobody else now. You feel what I'm saying? Here, Trump, our president.
Your president.
The guy in charge.
Yes,
let's just
thank
say
you.
the guy in charge. Admitted.
My president.
He admitted to doing craziness, and they got him on tape, on video.
It's just like this,
and it's okay.
It's just like this Caucasian boy that I mean, he's a college student, and he actually raped a chick, and they have evidence, and they have, and all he got was like 3 months of community service or something like that.
Now that's different. Well, college culture,
and it's like
is another situation.
So what are you saying? If you're gonna rape somebody, rape them in college?
Well, I didn't say that. I'm just saying that in college culture is different.
The law.
And another thing too I want to bring up too is crazy is that like 9 times out of 10, the officers and everything, because you know what what's that, cold cases, right?
Right.
Cold cases.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like cold cases.
Like
cold
I was like,
cases?
what?
You know the officers that was involved in that investigation are retired. So who
picks those up?
How did you pick this up and get this evidence now? No DNA. No
murder.
You know
it's murder out. Is
like it's and this is the stuff that we're not asking. We as the black and Spanish community is not asking these questions like, yo, so
who's in charge to then say that? Who's on the front line to even advocate for that situation?
But we're gonna take it as he raped females, he drugged them up, and he deserves to be punished. But we're not asking no questions, because what happens is now you did it to him. Who's next on line now? That you want to get rid of? That you feel is a threat?
I'm about to be like, no,
that is a threat to society.
You should be getting all these people who actually committed
you feel
these
what I'm
crimes.
saying? And that's how I feel. If you're gonna do it to Bill, man, you gotta bring it. We need everybody else.
Bill can't kill.
We need everybody else chopped down. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's one of our own.
I mean, but it starts at the top, like you said. The person who's on the top could get away with it. That speaks volumes. This man we have video. He has publicly announced that he has committed these crimes, and he is the president of the United States of America.
He doesn't care.
Yes, I raped her. Yes, I raped her. And all right.
And meanwhile,
next issue.
Meanwhile.
How?
Yes, I grab him by the.
Meanwhile, who he hired.
That's my move.
who he's appointing as a judge for the Supreme Court is accused of these crimes as well. And he's going to be a judge.
Do we have anybody
You feel what I'm saying?
besides
So
my
it's
son
like
as a public hip hop advocate? Do we have anybody like that I can think of besides my son? Shout out to you for everything that you've done, but that's been in the industry, hip hop world.
There's a few people.
I can
advocate.
only think of my song.
Yeah.
But it's like, and I'm looking at on a bigger scale right now. I'm not looking at as, like I said, I got daughters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I am a daughter.
And I also believe too, your relationship, the
I am a son of a
female's
daughter.
relationships with people that she trusts, she could have talked to somebody. Somebody
Who,
had to come up.
your daughter
and say,
or the woman?
the woman, like
Okay.
somebody else had to come up. Like this, somebody, like even if your daughter doesn't feel confident in talking to you, she might got a friend that she feel, you know what, this happened to me. Like, where are the peoples that she confined in? Cause she had to confine in somebody.
But you know what? This is why Trump feels a certain way,
yeah.
because Trump is saying, he's like, yo, this is a tactic from the Democrats, because now that I'm about to put this judge in office, now they come in with all this about his allegations about him raping somebody in a college party back in the day. So it's like these are all tactics now. Now they're using tactics. They're using and it's money driven.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just
Power driven.
It's like, is it principle? Or is it just, for one's own benefit now? It's like, what is it? If it's principle, then, this should have came out a long time ago. Hey, this guy raped me. Let's deal with this. I got raped, or I got touched a certain way, or blase, whatever the deal is. Let's handle that right now. But now they're going to wait all this time. But now they're like, yo, listen, if you bring this out, now you could probably make some money out of this. Well, now this can
But that's really unfortunate for people who actually deal with situations, because people now see it as a joke. Like,
True.
It's because now it's like it's a joke. 3 years for a rape, but it's money driven and it's power driven. So it's like you're telling other guys that it's okay, men in power, and you telling these regular Joe Schmoes out here that it's okay, and you telling the college dudes it's okay.
But
and then if you look at it, it's like a fad, man. You see Matt Lauer, Bill Riley. You see all these guys as this.
But
It's disgusting.
also too is that because sexual harassment and everything is such a thin line. Like,
it is
bro,
a thin line.
I'm gonna tell you real talk. I don't even give girls compliments.
I hardly talk to Shantae in the show, man.
You can't even say because yo, bro.
Sal doesn't even look me in the eye.
Tay in 15 years gonna be like, yeah, Sal, he put his arm around me in the picture.
This is what I'm saying, and this is what I'm saying. Like,
Sal can't even look me in the eye.
It's such a sketchy, it's a scary situation, bro, because it's like, okay, the men, you can kind of get away with this, but the women can kind of put you in a situation. So it's like, what do you do, man? What do you do? What do you do? Because you can't trust everybody's word nowadays. Bro.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Especially with so much like it's going off topic, but it's the same thing. It's like when you see the women on social media talk about body shaming. Oh, this guy, they're shunning me. But then you highlight the guys that are negative to you, but you won't highlight the guys that's positive, that's encouraging you. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And it just shows the mindset of where you go. It's like, I want to show people that I've been scarred or something. Like, this has been done to me, and there's other women, and it's like you can't be positive but highlighting negativity.
Like what? What do you mean? I don't understand.
Like what I'm saying, like body shaming. Like, like the chick, okay, she's plus size or whatever.
Oh,
and she's
okay.
like she's like the guys. Oh, they
say she's fat.
You're highlighting the comment of like the guys talking about you're overweight, need to get in the gym, but you won't highlight or promote the guy that says nah, you're good, love.
Oh, okay, I get
Keep
it.
doing your
I thought
thing.
you meant something
You know what I'm
else.
saying?
I saw something
and
this
this
week.
is what I'm saying. The mindset
I
of
agree.
the female.
You know what? It's true, man.
The
I've seen
mindset
a lot
of
of
the female
that. I've seen a lot of that.
is
Where,
about being scarred.
It is.
They
It
want to
is.
show that
It
they've been
is.
scarred.
you know what I seen a lot of? When a lot of guys will be on, like, for instance, I'm going with your example. Listen, man, I just think you are absolutely beautiful, and you are a gift from
Oh,
God.
Thank you.
See, I'm looking at you in the eye. Man. So, and then they'll never
They
respond to
They
that.
won't respond to that.
But if they be like, yo, your edges are shot.
Yeah.
What? Then get the fuck off my page. What the hell you doing on my page? Unfollow me. Matter of fact, I'm gonna block you. Why are you feeding into that negativity?
You see what I'm saying?
When
But
you should be
thankful for the guy
taking the
that just
positivity
gave you uplifting
and put it
I
down.
think
Positivity
but
in
I
the
think it
positivity
all goes back to everybody's journey, because I struggle with that as well. So I've had different situations in my life, and it is hard to accept that type of affection, or I guess however that compliment, if you haven't necessarily been given that your whole life. So if you've been given your edges, you look ugly, you're fat, that's what you start to accept and believe. So some people may want to bash him and comment like, F him, I'm not that, but deep down inside, that's probably how they actually feel. So it's like, I understand both sides.
I get it.
I'll give you a
but
prime
then
example.
It's like you're not helping the change now.
You're not.
True.
You're not helping
You're not.
the change.
Mhm.
You know, you're staying. You're keeping that there now. Because all you're doing is just profiling this now.
I'll give you a prime example, man. When I post and whoever gives me a compliment, whoever tells me something, I always hit them right back. Like, listen,
Yep.
man,
Same
thank
thing.
you,
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Same.
There was one time I threw up a picture for my daughter's graduation, and my outfit.
Congratulations to that too.
You know,
Yeah.
thank you.
Mhm.
My outfit, you know what I'm saying? It looked a little crocodile Dundish, you know, in that type of sense. 'Cause I had some khaki shorts with like a yellow button down. So this one dude came on my page and said, Doug looked like Crocodile Hunter. So, man, that was hilarious to me, right? Mm-hmm. But it was negative because it's my daughter's graduation.
Yeah.
At least say,
You're not highlighting.
congratulations to
To
my
your
daughter.
daughter.
I mean, to your
Crocodile
daughter.
Hunter, Crocodile Hunter.
Crocodile Hunter, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but
You went straight to the
Followed by-
You went straight to the joke.
Followed by an
Instead of-
emoji
Yeah.
that's making it okay that's almost like a joke. Because a female could be like
hold on.
LOL.
Even with the emoji after, you still did not
Highlight the
that-
positive, yeah.
You
that
didn't
my
highlight
daughter just
the main
graduated.
purpose.
Yeah.
The
You dig
purpose
what I'm
of-
saying? So it's like highlight what it is, and
then make
And
your
then
joke.
come for me.
hit me
then
with
make your
hit me
joke.
with the joke and be like, but anyway, not for nothing.
Congratulations.
And I would have took that as a good thing, but he just put that, and that's that. I said, oh, word?
Block, delete.
Block.
Oh,
I deleted that comment, and then I blocked him.
my block heaven is crazy.
'Cause I was
Everybody
like, yo,
goes to block heaven.
Come on, fam. You don't be on my page. You know what I mean? My page is open for everybody. But you coming on my page and doing some dumb shit like that, nah. You ain't
everybody
gonna
is-
get to see nothing then.
Everybody is block heaven.
But it's like I
But
said.
it's
though,
like I
man.
said, I don't feed into the negativity. I'm not gonna go back
You
and
gotta
forth
go
for him. Be like,
to-
oh, yo.
You gotta, like, you can't see. That's the thing I don't get. Like, you can't say you're.
I
About,
delete comments like that too. Delete.
Like-
Get that off my page. I don't even want that negativity.
See, my thing is,
I mean, I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
my thing is this: is that you can't promote positivity, but entertain the negative.
True.
You
True.
see what I'm saying? You can't do that. You can't do that because you what you're doing is you're making it You're making it difficult for
It fell.
yourself now, yo, my man. You're making it difficult
like-
for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I'm over here stuck.
And all
All
I'm
the
saying
blemishes.
is this, man, is that
This camera's all in my face. Like,
I'm not gonna say the rape didn't happen. We wasn't there. I don't know.
the what?
The rape about
Okay.
Bill Cosby. I'm not gonna say it didn't happen. I wasn't there. I don't
Yo,
know.
he admitted
But
it.
I'm
He admitted
he
it.
admitted
it.
He
Say
said
this.
that
He
he
said
gave
it.
us something to relax.
And,
Yeah,
and,
they-
and one of the girls, she was
but
paralyzed.
the lady
It said she was
There was a
paralyzed.
lady that was talking about the pills, and
Come
she
on.
said it's not what we think it is. It's a pill. It was something to make you. I don't want to get into it, but I'll post it up. No. What I'm saying is,
I don't get into it because I do.
no,
it. You know what
because
I mean?
because
I do. I
because
put
I
pills
don't want
in
to
there.
explain it wrong. I don't want to explain it wrong.
I got
But
you.
she was on the news and she was explaining the pills that was taken.
Okay.
And she was saying it's not like Quaaludes or something.
Quaaludes.
Like, it's
Okay.
not that. It's something.
It's something
to
else.
kind of
Okay.
like take away headaches and calm you down. That's what she says.
Okay.
But I'll post it and people take it as they take it.
Yeah, we can take that as it is. But that's all to say that, you know, growing up, I feel like everyone has seen the show. And you are right about his reputation, because once one of those allegations comes, it's a wrap. But I appreciate the American dad that he was for me growing up. I love the show. I don't even know if it's still out, but they took it off air. Well, hopefully somebody's gonna put it on the reruns, because I want to watch it again.
I think it's on reruns on one network, one channel.
Just want to introduce our guest real quick, man. We got Ride Out in here, man. Photographer, MC.
Hello, Shantae.
Shantae, Ride Out. Nice to meet you.
So he gonna join the conversation, man.
Yeah, we was talking about Bill.
Oh, word.
Talking about Bill.
Just stay close to the mic, Ride Out.
The ghost of Mr. Cosby.
Yeah. I want to say this, and I don't want to.
Go ahead,
It's
bro.
kind of funny though, because I don't want women to look at it different. But I'm gonna say,
Just don't look me in my eyes. It's okay.
I'm gonna say this is that
He look at Daddy. I like.
I think
women.
No.
I don't want women.
No. Serious
disgrace
talk.
to me.
Serious talk.
Go ahead.
Handmaid's Tale is my favorite
I
show.
say his contribution to America as a whole building.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't deserve as much as the treatment that he's gotten back for the rape accusations. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like I said, the crime is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to punish him, send him to jail. But
they did.
Take away no. But to take away,
He's in jail.
First of all,
He's like, if you want to send him to jail. No, he actually is.
No. But first of all,
No, I think he is.
before the jail time, they took years upon destroying his whole legacy.
His character.
Before you sent him to jail, you should have just sent him to jail instead of just tearing him apart. And then you send him to jail with nothing now.
Well,
so he's
you right in terms of that.
He's gonna die in jail.
Like the newspaper with the slogans, titles, JLO, like that has nothing to do with the situation. Like you're wilding.
You're just taking.
You're bugging.
You're taking.
But
just like today, I saw an article, and not going off the topic, but I just want to pinpoint on something. There was an article that came out, and it was about Daz. Daz, he had just got some time away.
Daz?
He was going through
Daz Dillinger from The Rock.
And they put Crip Daz, blah, 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 blah. It's like, why even put the Crip Daz? You know what I'm saying? Just put Daz Dillinger. And
recording artist, rapper.
Yeah, they could have put all that positivity, but they go
straight to the negative.
Yeah,
Crip
they always
Daz.
want to, and that's how they highlight. And so, what I'm saying is that, like, give him the jail time.
The JLO.
Bravo don't respect guests.
At all.
I'm talking.
Bravo was like, well, actually, let me wrap this up.
Who cares what I want to talk about?
I'm
This is Bravo's show.
Because you said he was going to chime in. So I'm just saying.
No, y'all good.
Give him the jail time, but don't humiliate and embarrass.
That's true.
The person. You
True.
know what I'm saying?
True. Very true.
Because you haven't done it.
To everybody else, not even anybody, everybody.
And that's what I keep saying.
True.
As us, as blacks and Latinos, bro, we gotta look at what they're doing. It's more than that, bro. It's when they got the opportunity to destroy us, they're going to destroy us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that at all. I mean, Bill Cosby got what he deserved as far as, you know, going to jail and all that. I think where I have a difference of opinion maybe with how people handle some of the stuff is I don't think that you should necessarily erase a person. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like taking the Cosby Show off of television or whatever. You know what I mean? For all the bad things or whatever that Bill Cosby has done, may have done, you know what I mean? Either way, like, you can't. That does not take away the positive things that added to American culture, to black people growing up in X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Just because, you know, he did these things, but I don't think that I don't think you should erase someone's positivity because of their negativity.
Yeah. True, but you know what happens with those networks? Those networks think if we play their show,
we're supporting
what he does. When it's like, you're not supporting. You're supporting a good show that was. but you know, they see it that way.
Because that's different. Because I mean, a show that's no longer on TV, like the Cosby Show, as opposed to like, let's say, Louis C.K.'s show. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, okay, Louis had to go sit in the corner. Like we can't keep employing.
I think Scandal does a good job of that as well. Used to. As soon as a character acts up, you're dead.
Yeah,
you're off the show,
Word.
And we're gonna keep it moving. And it's not gonna be in support because somebody on the show was in a situation where they, did not treat women properly, and instead of putting that out there and this is the show and dead in the show, it was just like, look, you about to die off the show. We're gonna keep it moving, but we're not also gonna comment on taking away the legacy that you had prior to being
Roseanne. I'm gonna bring Roseanne up, a prime example.
They gonna make her overdose and keep it rolling.
Yeah,
and same deal. Roseanne apparently is a crazy racist, but I mean, I still like the old Roseanne.
You like the show, like we like the show because it's a different thing.
Yeah,
but my problem is just that like. We, as black and Latinos, man, we don't fight for us. We don't fight for us. Yeah. And this is why we get treated the way we get treated. Because we don't fight for us. We like,
but that's why I asked you, but that's why I asked you about the advocate, like my son, that's why I asked about, is there anybody that we see? Because I actually saw an interview again today when she was saying we don't really even have, like, who would you have to go to for specific topics? Now, they were talking about therapy in the African American community. And I was like, the things that the questions that were being asked, I'm like, you're right. Like, it is hard to find somebody in that field who is African American, who is a woman, who is trained professionally to deal with the issues that we deal with as a community. Like, I was like, I mean, yeah, I want to go to therapy, but some of my therapists, they whack. And they just be, how do you feel? Because I feel upset because I'm here. Like, move on. So it's like.
And you want a therapist that could probably relate.
Yeah, relate
somehow.
Yeah. We gotta start creating our own.
And then instead of somebody who's giving you advice, talking down to you, you have to feel that type of relationship. So I'm like, do we even see, or we don't even promote those positive images into society to know that when a situation like this happens, let's go to so and so to deal with that situation? Because now I'm like, who do we even talk to be an advocate for Bill?
Yeah, I necessarily I'm gonna play devil's advocate on what you said, because as far as like us not supporting, black people enough when they try and tear us down. Now, one thing that I noticed a lot of time in the tear down is a lot of times it ends up being black people that were super successful and left black people in the wind. I would think, it's one, just like OJ, Kanye, Bill Cosby, whatever, they get to a certain level of stuff, and then they want to look down their nose at people or forget. But then as soon as the shit hits the fan, can we cut something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
As soon as the shit hits the fan.
We have to ask in the presence of E.
He will always be like,
he always asks, why did you ask that question? Why did you ask if you can curse?
Wait.
No, we asked.
We asked. Why do you?
Because I'm some places you can't. So I just
okay.
just making sure.
Family show.
But you know what I'm saying? So then when things do go, wrong, then all of a sudden they black. Yeah. They black, and where's the black community and X, Y, and Z? So I would actually make the argument that we need to do a better job of supporting the people who are supporting us. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because we want to talk shit about cats who really do care about black people, who really are putting money. He this, he that, he a weirdo, he the, you know what I mean? But then somebody, just because somebody's on the top of the hill, that doesn't give them, the right to all of our defense.
Yeah, yeah. I think because we are just now getting money, and I think that's the problem. We're just now getting money, and we're getting the money, and we don't want nobody to take it from us. So it's like, I gotta go over here so I can save my money. You understand what I'm saying? It's a funny. I think
situation. It's a thin line. It's definitely a thin line.
It's a situation, and then the people that are trying to coach us correctly, we look at them like, what you talking about? Like and I just think we need to really, if we're gonna fight, then we gotta fight. If we not gonna fight, then just take it. You know what I'm saying? We can't fight this week and then next week take off.
Next week,
like,
taking a break. We have to be committed.
We ain't worrying about none of the social business, none of the business going on. And I think that's the problem. And like,
I agree.
Everybody else.
Circumstantial support.
I think everybody else is on it all day, every day. That's what it is. I think that's our problem. You know.
That is true. And people were talking about, I'm just listening to other people's views and the black elite in the club, or the small amount of people who are or considered to be the black elite. And so if something happens to them, you're going to tear them down. So they will be erased, quote unquote. People were like, Jay-Z and Beyonce is the black elite, quote unquote. Who else? Oprah. We have all of these top tier people that we consider, like Bill, the American dad. But, it's like, are we being too harsh on them for doing something that we wouldn't necessarily agree with because they are in a position in power? Like how you said, the money. I agree. Position of power, you make a mistake or you go through something, that you got to face the crime. A harsher punishment, because I'm still waiting on those people who also committed the same crime to get 1 year.
It's not gonna happen.
Let's get 1 month.
It's not gonna happen.
Let's get Donald Trump 1 month.
Bill Cosby ain't
in
by
jail.
Far the first or last, but they did make him the first, martyr or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean?
Like an example.
While Harvey Weinstein been out here. Well, Harvey Weinstein been out here for years.
Yeah.
Like,
and he chilling.
Right. And what I mean, and him especially, what I mean, he was doing it just right in front of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's just like, some people, foggy memories, because
like,
he's getting drugs. So, but what I mean, like, it took a black, they had to take their black person down, and all the rest of the dominoes fell. But it ain't right.
It's not, man. But, let's get into some positive.
There we go.
Let's get into some uplifting.
Word.
Uplifting talk now.
You spoke about you can't be positive if you're always tackling the negative. So let's get into some positive, man.
Let's get into some.
Let's talk about some ride out, man. Ride out. Talk to us, B.
Tell
us about what you do, man. Tell the people about
Let's start with the name.
Oh yeah, we can start.
Let's start with the name.
That's definitely interesting. Ride out.
Where'd the name come from?
Yes.
My name is Louis Rideout II. That's my government name.
Actually, your middle name is Ride Out.
My last name is Rideout.
Oh,
yeah, Louis Rideout. Yeah. So
that's
was born with it.
Do you know the history of that? Last name?
I've looked it up a little bit. From what I could tell, I can't remember. It's either like French or Scottish. I forget. But it's
my name is French.
Is it okay? Word.
Chante.
And a ride out was a message carrier. So that's how people had surnames. Yeah. So a ride out was a surname for a message carrier.
Wow.
I like the name.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish my last name was Ride Out.
Ride Out.
It's mad funny. It's like when I was a kid, I used to I was like forever like trying to come up with like names and stuff. I mean, like MC names and stuff like that, and like put all this work into it.
And it was right there. My name was right there all this time.
Like my name works.
That's pretty dope, man.
My name works.
That's pretty dope, man. But tell them at least what you do, man, because I mean, not only he's an ill photographer, which I've done seen in my own eyes, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a photographer and MC. The MC and it's taking a little bit of a back seat right now to the photography. But yeah, I'm a full-time photographer. That's how I pay my bills. Mostly portrait photography, lifestyle, and concert work. Events is like the stuff that I do. Been shooting pretty much my whole life, it seems like, and one day I was just like, yo, maybe we could try to make some money off of this.
Yeah. What actually made you get into some photography?
What made me get into photography? Man, real stuff. Like, I was I was working just a normal job, and just going through the motions, paying the bills, all that stuff, and my heart wasn't in it, and I messed around and got fired. And
your heart ain't in it.
Yeah, man. Like, I knew it.
He said, I came to work one day. I was just like,
man, it's like I already knew what it was, man. Day it happened.
My name is Ride Out.
Like that day it happened, my boss called me in the office and was like,
And you knew it was,
he
was going down.
because he wasn't supposed to be there that day, and he showed up and he was like, he's like, Luke, can I talk to you for a second? I walked in. I walked
pink slip automatically.
Look, I walked straight back there. He didn't even say. I didn't even let him say nothing. I walked straight back there. I was like, do I need to pack my stuff? He was,
Shit.
and he didn't want to fire me. But anyway, so
But you see,
Blessings come. Blessings
the funny
come.
thing is,
I remember one time I got fired and they told me
Oh,
empty out my locker. I said,
Yeah.
my locker's been in.
I knew this. I knew it was coming.
I've been out of here.
You start taking.
I remember that.
You start taking
My
like
locker's been
little-
up there.
every day. You just take one more thing.
yeah,
home.
and slowly but surely,
You don't even notice.
slowly but surely.
This shit is already empty.
So when it comes,
the slow fade.
So when it comes to that last day, you ain't got to carry nothing.
Right.
You just walk right out.
Yeah, that's the one.
If nobody even asks, like,
Yeah,
yo, you
I
got
know.
fired, just walk out.
Yeah.
Like,
Just walk
Yo,
out.
the next day I was gonna call out. I was like, you know what, B9, I'm gonna call out tomorrow. Let me just pack all this shit up in case when I come back they tell me I gotta go.
Yeah.
So when I don't even have to pack it up. So I left with a big ass black garbage bag.
And they just said you gotta
The
go.
next day I was like, yeah, I'm sick today.
that, and see, you did it nicely because the most embarrassing thing about getting fired
This is what you don't
is
see.
letting everybody know you just got fired. You know what I'm saying? So when you ain't got nothing to walk out with, you just like, nah, I ain't feeling it today, man. I ain't feeling it, and I might not be feeling it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you know what? F this, and I'm gone.
When I was walking out, one of the dudes that I work with was like, "Ah, man, like stay in touch." I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "Hit me up whenever." I was like, "Clearly, I got plenty of free time right now." So,
I'm available.
I was like, "Get at me whenever. My schedule's clear."
You're the one that's working, so whenever your time is free,
you let me know.
Whenever you free, actually let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Whenever you want a link, just let me know.
Let me
And the funny
I
thing
got
is
you.
too, but you know the funny thing is though about when you leave a job,
Yeah.
you be like, yeah, hit me up, we gonna hang. Yo, bro, what'd you leave, bro?
You don't even hear.
never hanging.
Everybody's forgot. You be
God,
like,
I
so
know.
you be like, yo, where you from? I don't even remember that shit, man.
You see
That
the
shit-
same
that shit's
you see the
blurry.
same person that said, yo, we gotta hang out. You see the same person like, damn, what was his name again? What was his name again?
And you been working with the dude for 10 years.
Yeah.
You been with 10 years, you already remember
Yeah.
this dude. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yo, where I know you from again?
Yeah, we used to.
That job. Yo, I work
That
there
job.
for real? Yeah. I think I remember.
Yeah.
Right now, my job, there's we call each other by our last names.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working with some people.
Forever
I've been there
good.
for about 3.5 years, and there's like some people that I've been
Oh,
there.
yeah,
I don't
the
even
IT
know their
lady.
first name.
Yeah. Well, I Sal, that ass, I teach kids, so
Yeah.
my students are gullible as well. So today, we're writing the heading, and the kids were like, "Oh, what's your first name?" I'm like, "Miss," and my last name is Hallett, so don't try it. And then another teacher comes and she tells her name, and one kid was like, "Oh, you guys have the same first name," and in my mind, I'm like, "All right, so like you
These
need to
kids
get
need
it together."
These
Like,
kids
you
need a little
to
bit
get
more
it
teaching.
Yeah.
Why all the
Yeah.
females is the same name?
Yeah, like why? All the males is a Mister.
So, the number one thing about entrepreneurship is like when you take a hobby
Yeah.
and you decide to go professional,
Yeah.
making that into the money run. How long did it take you to figure out how to make $1 now off of the photography?
Man, things just kind of like fell into place, so it wasn't as long as even I anticipated it, man, because like I started 2017 and I was like, I'm jumping in head first. Like I sold
2017. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, I'm jumping in head first. I sold stock from because I sold stock that I had from where I worked at, like to buy my like professional camera and whatnot, and it was just like, yeah, we doing this. And it was probably, so that was like June, that was like January, and then like by April. By April, I had gotten hit up by basically the tourism bureau in Cincinnati, is where I live in Cincinnati.
Okay.
I got hit up by the tourism bureau, and they asked me to do a project, and like I thought it was still cool because I hadn't had really no work up until that point. So like I thought it was cool, but I didn't realize like the scale of it. So like I went into it blind, just did whatever they told me. Probably didn't get paid enough, but it's all good. I did it, and what it ended up being was the first steps to a new marketing campaign for the whole city of Cincinnati.
Wow.
So like that was principal photography, and then they made a proposal. Everybody loved the proposal, and then it like moved on from there. So I ended up getting like reoccurring work with them, which was like great when I was getting started,
dope.
especially. And then like man, then the ball just rolled downhill from there because you know what I mean, people started asking who took this picture and X, Y, and Z. But it also helped too because on the side I was actually mad heavy for a couple of years on Instagram. I created something in Cincinnati called Cincy Shooters, and it was like a feature page / like little community for all the photographers.
Just photographers in Cincinnati.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So doing that too got my name out before I was even like ready to do it like all for myself. So so the universe works in strange ways, man. But like luckily, so I mean, really the harder part was keeping the money coming in and actually getting it or whatever. But you know, I mean, I try and stay active, and you know, I go out all the time and shoot, whether I'm getting paid or not getting paid.
Just to keep it
But
fresh.
practice and training.
Yeah, fresh.
Because the two things is like
consistency.
Because all I've been doing.
So let's say this right. You go out there. You're going out there for no fee. You know, you're just taking shots. Have you ever made money from those type of pictures?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the biggest one is like concert photography, show photography, whatever. Say you've got a show, you know what I mean? I show up to the show, snap some pictures or whatever, and I've had people come up to me, yo, who you with? What you shooting for? Woo, woo, woo. I'll pay you for the shots, just because I showed up with the camera. You know what I mean? And you do the sound, you do the
easy way to
you know,
do it.
you do the first hit. You do the first hits free. You know what I mean? I take some shots of you. I send you 5 shots on your Instagram or whatever. You like them, then maybe when you actually need something, you come back for me.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing as well, because I've been looking for photographers, and as well, it's always been people that I've seen do experience work. Like, oh, here goes some pictures I saw you at an event. So, and then I like their work, or if I don't, I'm like, all right, thanks for still appreciating it. But those are the first people who come in mind, because it's like some people now I feel like a little bit arrogant.
True story.
You took it, and then it's like if I ask for it, if I see it and I repost it, it's like they have this belongs to me, this is my work, that's fine, that's okay, thank you so much, I'm supporting you. Like, what else would you like?
I just my thing is just like, you know what I mean, if you were to take something and post it and like, you know, we didn't talk about it, just give me credit. You know what I mean, just give me credit. Photo by, you know what I mean, like that's good enough for me.
Do you and how long have you been doing photography, like basically, like from the beginning?
From the beginning, man. I really, like I said, I've had a camera in my hand since I was a little kid, like all the time. I mean, I'd probably say that things got like not serious, but like when it really became almost like compulsive was like when I was in high school. Like I started, me and my best friend started bringing cameras to school every day. Like in like first our sophomore year, like we documented. I mean, senior year, we documented the whole year. Every day was there was buying disposable cameras until they was done. Get another one. You know what I mean? And that was like the beginning of just like always having a camera on me. You know what I mean? It just kept on, and like all the way through, all the way through college and everything else. It was just like I was always that dude with a camera. You know what I mean? And that's when cats didn't really have cameras like that.
Now,
how did you know the?
We
all here. But how did you know that this was kind of like the lane that you want to go down? Not photography. I'm saying I've seen people do like nature or music or different themes, and I'm just like, stills. Like, I used to want to want to do for like dancers. But then I'm just now in the concerts and things. But I'm like, I'm always interested just to like go on people's page and it's nothing but nature. I'm like, would that be? I don't know. I'm like, that would be boring for me, but for them, some got animals or food photography that I've seen. I'm like, that's amazing. But
you see stuff and it's like crazy. Like, yo, that's dope. But like for me personally, that'd be mad boring. I picked what I did twofold. Like I said, my heavy thing is portraiture and concert photography. First and foremost, like I said, music. I don't love nothing more than I love music. Just period. You know what I mean? And like, as someone, and I think that helps too, because as someone, you know what I mean, that has a ton of performance experience just in that self, I know how to capture people when they in those moments, and like I know what that feels like, and even as an artist how important that is to you. And then in portraiture itself, like there's just, I like people, You know what I mean? I like people, and I like the reaction that I get from people when they see how I've captured them or X, Y, and Z.
That's
like
the best part.
Making that connection, making
That's
that connection, and just being able to like being able to show that to people, because like I really do like believe that, like, you know, some people they don't like to take pictures, or some people, you know, they say I don't take good pictures or whatever. Like I think everybody, you know what I mean, if you take the time, I think you can make everybody look beautiful or look good. And I'm not talking about Photoshop.
Don't look at me in my eyes.
I'm not.
Tell them 15 years later, it's about to be a wrap.
She'll accuse you of.
Do you believe in that saying of he has the eye? You know, like when they said about the photographers.
I believe that.
Yeah. No, I do, man. Because like I do. Because you have to have a certain eye, and I mean, I think part of my eye started with I used to draw a lot. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like I always see things, and like I see things symmetrically. Yeah. I see shapes and lines, and you know.
That's good that you said shapes and lines, but like for me, I like Bravo. What you just said is like I've tried to like. Not create scenes, but I'm more into like, okay, I saw this dope graffiti wall, or I saw something in the park that was good, but then with the lines like, specific, like I'm not really into that. I'm into like making sure that everything else around the picture looks just as beautiful as the person in the picture.
Right. So making the scenery a part of the bigger photo and things of that nature.
If it's not like a portrait, or
if it's not just like a real tight photo or whatever.
Photo.
Yeah. I think environment, but that's another thing too. Like I love
very important.
Yeah, I love environments. That's another thing too that like I compulsively do now is like I ride around town and like, you know, I might be at a stoplight and I'll snap a picture of an orange wall real quick and be like, yo, I gotta come back to this orange wall and shoot this orange, you know what I mean, shoot somebody in here because I was dope. Or, you know, I even did it today walking around the city. Like I snapped a couple of walls and stuff. I was like, we might come back and
work on doing that.
Do you ever feel like being a photographer is hard for people to take pictures of you?
Yeah.
Because you know what you want, and when you ask somebody to take a picture, I feel like it's hard to train somebody else to be like, okay, get this angle or sit here. Like, can you kneel down and like lift up, and they're just
yo, the wildest,
like, can you do that please for me? And they be looking at me like, damn, you mad controlling. I'm like, no, I just know how I like to see myself and what light, but I do feel like it depends on the person. You can train them, but it's weird being like, I know what I like about myself, so can you just...
Well, you know what, like, I'm not even that, like, you know what I mean, like, I'm not Mr. like stand in front of the camera, so it is what it is. Like, to me, like, to me, the biggest thing about having my picture taken is like, I exist, like, you know what I mean, like I was there too, you know what I mean. So like to me, what I find the hardest part is because, like I said, you don't have to get as crazy as I get. Like, man, just be in focus, like, you know what I mean, something like that. But the thing that I find the hard,
don't be like Bravo just catch you in the weirdest moment. He's like,
I like to do
with
HHPOV. I just like to catch you just doing your stuff and dang.
The thing that I see that people have the hardest problem with is just framing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll ask you to take a picture and me, like, you should never take somebody's picture and, like, a sliver of their shoulder in their head, you know what I mean? From a sliver of their shoulder up. Like, you know what I mean? At least get, like, the bottom of the chest or something, you know what I mean? So it always be, like,
I try to go
weird,
belly button.
Or you be, right, you know what I'm saying? Or you
centered.
Or you, you know what I mean? Or you got everybody in the left side of the photo, and then there's nothing on the right side of the photo. It's like, yo, just compose it. That's how I need.
Or they take the picture knowing that at least one person is on the left side and everybody's on the right. Yeah. And it's like, why, when you took the picture, you couldn't edit that in your head to say, okay, can you just move over and join the picture?
The thing I think is funny too is like, a lot of times people don't realize that, like, they can move.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Like, as the photographer, you can move around the angles.
You know what I mean? People be like, oh, this isn't working. They just be doing this.
You know, I have a problem with that because I'm kind of anal when it comes to my pics. I mean, you can ask these guys when they take a pic. I'm like, no, we got to take it in.
Again and again.
My wife.
Where?
Vacation pics.
Said, babe, move to the right. Babe, you're the freaking photographer. You move. You get those angles. You get those, you know what I mean? You duck down and this and that. Because the photographer has to have that eye. The person just got to chill. They got to be normal. They got to just be them. And then when they're them, you are the photographer.
You create that moment.
You create that
Yep.
That
it's-
photography.
It's not just clicking a button, man. People
No,
think,
it's
you know what I mean? Because that's the
not.
other thing too. Is like sometimes, you know, like you go to work with somebody, and they'll be like, you know, what are your rates? You know what I mean? And you tell somebody, and you're like, ugh, I'll just have my friend take it. And it's just like, your friend sucks. Like,
Your friend don't have this camera. by the way.
Right. You know, there'd be so many things.
Look at this
yo, like-
lens.
right. I mean, I have seen it with my own eyes before.
Yeah.
Like seeing the byproduct of what happened when you didn't hire me. I was like,
Oh.
nah, you should hire me.
Now next time,
Now you
I gotta charge you double.
Now you stuck with
Yeah.
You get what
Now
you
you're
now
not
you-
get,
now you
now you're
stuck
not
in
getting the
stupid picture.
family. Now you're not getting the family friend rate. You're getting the real rate.
Yeah.
get what you pay for.
That's what
That's true
You
story,
get what
bro.
you pay
Now
for.
talking about that,
Yeah.
I always have a problem with people. Everybody wanting to fit in now, so now
Word.
everybody get a camera now, and it's not necessarily to be a photographer
Yeah.
or to take a picture.
It's that
It's for
Instagram.
the perks
Yeah.
of getting in places
Yeah,
now.
you're right.
So they don't even they're not even really doing it. They're just having be like, yeah, I'm a photographer.
Right.
And it's just to get in. And how do you feel about that? Because it takes away
From the
from
real people
you.
who are actually
So
doing the job.
here's my thing. I'm not generally like a hater, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I worry about myself, you know what I mean, and what's going on. But you do see, my thing is, like, I'll go to a show or something like that, and like you can just tell who is like, who knows what they're doing and who doesn't know what they're doing, you know, X, Y, and Z. You can tell just by the way cats hold their cameras.
You just tell by the camera they have it.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
You can just tell by a
god.
lens.
Yo, I went to that Snow Allegra concert at SOB's last
yeah.
week,
Yeah.
and there was a dude that was all up in the mix, man, and like he had this like little crappy camera and he was holding it all weird and stuff like that, and I was like, this dude is not.
Now, do you think that the lens is the most important compared to the camera? Because you can have whatever camera, but that
Yeah.
lens is.
It depends on it
Depends.
depends on what you're shooting.
Yeah.
But I would definitely say like the lens has made like a world of difference in concert photography, because the thing
Yes.
is like in perfect conditions, you know what I mean, like if we go into the park, you know what I mean, during the middle of the day when the sun's out and everything's nice, like you're gonna be able to get
Some good shots.
you know what I mean, some good shots, you know what I mean, regardless. But a nicer lens is going to provide nicer shots. But like when you get into that low light concert stuff, man,
It's
the lens makes a
difficult.
world
It's
of
And
difference.
with a lot of
yeah.
movement.
Difficult.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you know
yeah,
they always
yeah.
constantly
Yo,
moving in the concert.
Yeah.
You know
It's like
who's
you
hard to
gotta
catch?
that.
When I see pictures of Chris Brown, I'm like,
Just
you
moving
did
all
an
over the
amazing
place.
job. Like some good pictures, because being at his concerts, this man is all over the place. Like I'm like, can you just stay still for 1 second? Like
One of the first concerts that I shot when I started doing this for real was OT Genesis, Flatbush Zombies, and Snoop Dogg.
Oh God.
The Flatbush Zombies was damn near impossible
Possible.
for my ass to shoot, yo. Like, cause I was, you know, what I mean, I was new to that arena at the time, and Jesus Christ, these dudes would not, you know, even think about standing still. Like, you know, what I mean, I got some stuff out, but I mean, I couldn't even tell you how many just blurs were in.
Yup.
Them and Travis Scott, man, he was a challenging one to,
really?
yeah, he's another one that just doesn't stand still. And all of his lights are red, and red lights kind of suck when
yeah,
you're.
he does realize. What do you think about mentorship?
I think that if you can, you mean like, should you have one? Is that what you're saying?
Or like if somebody asks you,
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, can you be my mentor?
Me personally,
Right.
man, like, I mean, anybody who's reached out to me on like Instagram can attest that like I give my time to everyone. Like if I can, you know, what I mean, if I have it, I give it to you, man. I mean, I've probably sat down with three or four young photographers in the last 2 months, you know what I mean, just because they hit me up on Instagram and was like, hey man, yeah, would you want to chop it up or whatever, you know. And it's funny to me because like I just feel like it's a reasonable thing to do, you know what I mean. And then when I sit down with people, like they'll be like, man, I really appreciate you sitting down with me, and I'm like, no, it's cool. And they, you know, and they'd be like, yeah, but you know, sometimes, you know, some cats, they don't even respond.
Yeah.
Or I get that sometimes
Or
when they go,
feel
thank you for responding to
yeah.
my message. It was like,
Or
of
feel
course,
like I've asked people, and some people feel like, well, if I teach you everything I know, then you're gonna
Right,
become me.
right.
And
They
then-
always say
and
the
I'm like,
student will be better than the teacher.
But I'm
Right.
like, wouldn't
But
you
see-
want
Same
your?
place.
I'm
But
like,
here's the thing,
and your legacy. It's like
there's a thin line, but here's the thing: there's a thin line in that, and people. I feel like you, at whatever your profession is, you know what I mean. If you gonna give your time to someone, I feel like you have to, be able to differentiate between someone who's trying to, trying to suck you dry paws, or like, just trying to like get some information.
Mm-hmm. Did you look at Shantae High?
I know, that's why I was like, wait a second.
Wait, what? Yo, wow. Wait a second. Yo, wow.
No pun intended.
Never. But you know what I'm saying? But like, cause I've had people before, man, where it's just like, you can tell. It's just like every time I'm doing something, doing something big or whatever, you in my inbox, just, hey man, how'd you do that thing or whatever, you know what I mean? Okay. But you don't ever talk to me. You don't ever talk to me. But every time I'm doing something dope, now you want to talk to me. Now you want to send me to me for that. For that kind of stuff, I have a tendency to be dry. You know what I mean? Like,
that makes sense.
Be short or whatever. But you know what I mean? But like but other situations, like I said, if I can just tell, like, you just trying to learn, you just trying to grow, you trying to X, Y, and Z, I got all the time in the world for that, because you know what I mean, I want to see people succeed. You know what I mean? I want to see people succeed. I think everybody, if I can see that you have talent or whatnot, like I will support that, because I think that the world needs more creative people out here doing it the right way. Mm-hmm. So if I can tell that you're about that, then I'm behind that, like 100%.
Right, but hold up. Mm-hmm. Every time you are the one behind the lens,
mm-hmm.
would you ever want to be in the other side
in front of the lens?
But as the artist, right? Didn't you say
after the show we're gonna take a picture? Should you just hold the camera for you, or you take the picture for us?
Put a camera with his hat.
Today's my day. I get to be in front. I get to be in front of the camera. No, I mean most of the time, like I said, that's my little creative process. So I enjoy being behind the camera. There are some times where like more so or not, like it's just like events sometimes, you know what I mean? Like like for example, like this past weekend on Saturday, like I throw parties back in Cincinnati also, and we did
in New York.
We trying to build something up here. So maybe one of these days. Shout out Meraki House. So like we threw a party this weekend, and like I always serve as also a photographer, you know what I mean, at the parties and whatnot, because I cannot let go of that, you know what I mean? So but then at the same time, sometimes I'll be trying to remind myself to pass my camera to somebody, just so it was like, yo, I was there too.
You know what it is though?
Do you choose who to give it to?
You know what it is though?
Yeah.
Don't give it to somebody whack.
You get into that comfort zone of like, this is where I am. And I love being here. It's like when we do interviews out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like being in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm. Word for real.
I don't like. I've always been the type of guy to just like. I always like being in the background,
right?
Because I just like to see what's going on and soak up the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think when you're in front, you really can't enjoy it like that.
Right.
You're so focused on trying to look good in front of the camera.
Yeah. I do like that fly on the wall type of situation sometimes.
You see everybody. So I get that. I get that. What I want to ask you is that, okay, you're from Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think that we've ever had a premier artist from Cincinnati, like in the hip hop world.
Word. Not premier.
Like a main.
Yeah.
Cincinnati is Ohio, right?
Yeah. I'm Talib, obviously not from Cincinnati, but Talib used to. Well, High Tech is from Cincinnati.
Is he?
Yeah, but High Tech's DJ.
Right. Right. No, you're right. I'm just trying to throw Cincinnati some bones out
in the hip hop world. There's never been like a top tier artist from there.
Yeah, all I can think about is KRP and shit.
It's definitely KRP. No rappers or whatever. You know what I mean? You know, like Cincinnati has a history of like soul and funk music. Like King Records is from Cincinnati, so James Brown recorded. You know what I mean? Like a ton of stuff in Cincinnati. Bootsy Collins is from Cincinnati. You know, stuff like that.
So you basically we're gonna say funk and
Cincinnati's like one of those towns. I moved to Cincinnati from Detroit. So you know, there's a bunch of bunch of artists out there. But Cincinnati's still grinding. But there's some really dope dudes in Cincinnati right now.
How is the scene in Cincinnati? Like, what is the hip hop scene?
Right?
The environment like out there.
Cincinnati is a city that's a little bit. I would say it kind of has an identity problem in a sense, because Cincinnati, there's a bridge in Cincinnati that's actually looks just like the Brooklyn Bridge. It was the prototype for the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, word?
Yes.
Wow.
It connects Cincinnati and northern Kentucky. So I mean, literally, so Cincinnati is literally a bridge away from Kentucky. So
that's really cool.
So,
can you stand on the bridge and be in two states at once?
You know, I don't.
In the middle?
Yeah, I don't.
In the middle?
Yeah, well, I don't actually know how the water lines. I actually don't know how the water lines
it
work.
goes,
You know what I'm saying?
It's about
Oh, okay, the water.
Yeah,
water
okay,
bridge.
okay, I get it.
But you can't walk across it. I've walked across it mad times. But you know, so Cincinnati is it's technically the north, but you know what I mean. But it's also very close to the south.
Okay.
So you know what I mean. So from a music standpoint, I feel like a lot of people out there kind of get stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's like they don't really, they don't know if they East Coast or Midwest or down south or whatever. So sometimes the sound can get muddled from what I would probably consider like a popular Cincinnati standpoint. But I mean, but that being said, there's still some cats out there who are really doing their thing. There's a group called Tribe that's actually been that's Tribe with 3 eyes. They've actually been performing in Brooklyn actually quite a lot lately. They've been showing them a lot of love up here. Tribe, Allen for President, Chris Cooks, Devin Burgess, all these dudes are out there like really getting it. Like I think if they had more of a spotlight, and that really is the problem. It's just like nobody's looking at Cincinnati.
But Tribe has something with J. Cole?
No, that's a song that what's his name, Boss
Boss
just put out. I actually thought the same thing though when I seen it.
I was actually trying to look at.
I was like, Tribe. Yeah, Tribe has an album coming out. 1010 is actually when Tribe's album comes out.
But you know what's interesting now is that like Cincinnati places are not. I love when people say, yo, like if it's really not a platform or anything, but social media has leveled that play well.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? With that like you can create a fan base and you can tour neighboring cities and towns and build from there. And
that's a big thing. I think you got to get out of your backyard.
Yeah.
As I sit here on a radio show in New York, I think you have to. I think you do. It's like I don't think you necessarily have to, unless it's advantageous. I don't think you necessarily have to leave.
Yeah.
But I do think you do need to step out on a
partner,
limb.
yeah.
You know what I
do
mean?
the radio stations out there
just
play
go
hip hop supporting?
Nah.
No.
But nah. I mean, they do have a thing. I would give shout out to Wiz has a thing when they call freestyle, Freestyle Friday type thing. I believe is what it's called. And they let local artists come up there and spit, but the radio does not support local music
and there's
anywhere the way they.
So with the radio not supporting, are there any venues supporting it? Like, will you perform at, or do you have to go to Kentucky?
The funny thing is, like, so there used to be a spot called Top Cats that was like the hip hop hub. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Scribble Jam, but
in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Oh no.
she said it like she was like, oh yeah, it's
Cincinnati.
Nope, never heard of it.
Hell no.
Never heard of it. Continue. It used to be a huge hip hop.
Talking about over the hill by the tree. Oh hell no, I never heard that.
It used to be a huge festival. That cats used to come to like from all around the world and stuff. Like when Eminem was coming up, like that was like one of his like battle claim to fames and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, that crowd used to go to a place called Top Cats, and that was just like this. That was the hip hop hub, the hip hop home. You know what I mean? They closed a few years ago. They just reopened like 2 weeks ago. So they're back and opening their doors up to hip hop. So I mean, the last 2 weeks they didn't had at least, to my knowledge, they've had at least 4 hip hop shows in the last 2 weeks. So that seems to be like a place that people are gonna be able to going forward go to. And then there's another place in town called the Mock Bee. That's it's actually wild. It used to be this big like kind of almost like stone warehouse type of thing that they used to house beer in like way back in the day, where they would keep it underground because it was so cold underground, and then they actually had tunnels underneath the city where they could transport the beer back and forth. But now it's a venue, and now it's a venue, and
that's like the Bronx Brewery now. There's a Bronx Brewery that's actually
so they do off the block.
I know that place.
They do Off the Block Mondays up there where they let art. And actually, Off the Block Mondays is super dope because they let people come through and just like there's portions all throughout the night where the mic is just open and cats will get up there and just freestyle and cipher and all that kind of stuff. I have not done Off the Mic. I have been to Off the Mic. I haven't gotten on the stage up there yet. But I mean that's really dope. Some dudes up there, Stylitics, What Up Wally, like they're all working really hard to cultivate the community, especially younger artists at that venue right now. So it's out there, man. You know what I mean? I think it's just one of those type of things where it's like Cincinnati has to think bigger than Cincinnati.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Get bigger than the city.
Yeah, man.
Has to get bigger than the city.
For sure.
And so your music, you know, how long have you been doing your music and not living it?
Yeah.
But how long have you been pursuing it?
I guess I probably like put out like my first thing, I want to say like mixtape type deal in 2006.
So you dropped a mixtape before you became a professional photographer.
Oh yeah.
But you're a professional photographer now.
Yeah.
And the music is on the back seat.
Yeah. I was an MC in a hip hop band for 5 years. Live band, for live band for 5 years. Put out actually this is mad random, but I put out an album. Me and the bass player for my band Terry Cole. We put out an album called Ride Out and Terry Cole, and the album was called The City. We put it out independently, and a record label in Japan actually picked it up and distributed it in Japan. So that was dope. That was mad unexpected.
International support.
Did you get an opportunity to tour to Japan, or they just dropped it?
I did. They put it out. One of my homeboys was over there. I think he was in China teaching English, and he took like a little vacation and went over to Japan. Yeah. And he sent me pictures. He sent me pictures of my album in Tower Records in Japan. My favorite picture though is he's picking it up, and I couldn't believe it. We actually had a nameplate.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so he's
official.
Yeah, so he's picking it up, but like right behind the record, you can see the next nameplate. Yeah, is Rick Ross.
Oh wow!
So, I was like, I'm sitting in front of Rick Ross.
That's fire.
Yeah, so that was kind of ill.
You know what's funny about those situations is that you feel it, you in your head. Sal, you can agree with this. You in your head, you're like, it's happening. It's happening. And you so caught up in the moment that you don't know how to seize it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know how to just
That's
take
true.
it to that level now where where everybody else is doing. You're like, damn.
Yeah.
Because you think that
hindsight,
right there,
man. Hindsight
is going to just carry you. And you're not realizing you got to put the work in.
Right. You know, that's one thing I can definitely say, like, at this juncture, like, what I know now. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I probably, you know what I mean? I probably could have carried that momentum a lot differently than I did at the time.
What would you have done differently?
What I done did, like, honestly, probably like the type of stuff that I was just talking about, like what, you know, Kansas Cincinnati needs to do. Like, you know what I mean? I'd have gotten out more, you know what I mean? I'd have moved it more, you know what I mean? I stayed in my circle, you know what I mean?
I was getting at that because there was a lot of people who, you know, hit us up, the radio, I want to come through. Yeah. And I look at them and we get people who are out of state. Yeah. And some advice that I give people who send me stuff, like, do you travel within your community and then outside of your community? And some people are like, no, well, I'm just trying to be popping here, and I'm like, well, then that's where you're gonna be popping,
right? And honestly, you know, I mean, and like, full, you know, obviously, full disclosure, like, it wasn't even necessarily that I didn't want to. I was broke. Like, I mean, keep it real. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that was after the job.
You know what I'm saying? No, this was before. Okay. This was before. But I mean, but it literally at this point in time, like, you know what I mean? It was, you know, there was a lot of stuff. I'll save you all that story. But you know what I mean? There was some family things that went south and X, Y, and Z. And then like in the midst of all this, you know, everything, you know, it's always, you know, it's good and then it's bad, the gift and the curse. So it was like I had all this stuff that like, you know, was starting to pop with my music, but then like, and the things in the real world were not great.
So it's taking away your focus and your attention.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like where I guess, you know, like now it's like I got to a point where I life is better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I've kind of had a chance to like refocus and like you said, get your priorities straight in X, Y, and Z. So it's like I'm doing the photography and like, you know, I love it, and it's
venture.
It's keep, you know what I mean? Like I
and
said,
it keeps you still in the loop.
It keeps me creative X, Y, and Z. But you know, it's like now it's like I finally feel like, you know, it was a lot of years in there where it was just like working so hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I finally feel like I got like a little bit of space. So like I'm starting to think, you know, now more about, all right, what's the next move?
Okay.
Now can I get back in the booth and you know,
that's what I was going to say. What would you
start doing?
Or what are you going to be doing now the next couple of months? Like, would it be straight photography, straight booth work, or would you be going back and forth? What would be the ideal situation?
Ideal situation would be back and forth. You know, the Trew, who was up here last week, like Trew, and shout out to Trew, man, because like honestly, Trew will not let me die. It's like every time, you know, like every time, like I'm just like kind of like moved to the side, Joe. He figures out some way to trick me onto a track. Yeah, like
I mean that's dope. Hey, that's dope.
I went down to his house. I went down to his house last year, and like I was just gonna be just like, you know, last time I was just gonna take pictures for him. Man, this dude got me on 3 songs while I was at his house.
That's dope.
Some people don't get that opportunity at all, so that's fire.
What I realized too is about like when you're doing things like that and you're working with some people that's genuine, you know, and you have a common goal, and you kind of see the picture. Both people see the picture, you know. What I'm saying? One might have a little bit, you know, more leverage, or he's a little bit more in deep. But you both kind of see the picture. You both see the picture. It moves. Because you don't have to show nobody now. Right. They get it automatically. Right. Now it's a machine now that's moving and everything. When you did your music, right? And after, like, when you hit, you know, when it dropped in Japan and everything, and the little fuel was going and it came down. I'm speaking from experience right now. I had, like, we hit a. I think we rose too fast. Okay. And I think because of connections and contacts wise and everything, that because we was managing me and Sal.
Word. Okay.
And I think because of our connections and everything and resources, the talent didn't put as much work in as they should have. Like I was told by people that I was working with and connecting these dots with, that they said, you're outworking the artists. And that's not good.
That's never good.
You're outworking the artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real, man. Because like that's one thing too, that like but see, and that happens with so much. Like, you know, like I said, whether you're an artist, whether you're just an entrepreneur, or X, Y, and Z. Like the crazy thing is that like we have so much access to, you know, the world right now. Where you're talking about living in the internet age and X, Y, and Z, but people act like the only part of the internet is being on it.
Yes.
Oh.
And
like,
not
you know,
knowing that you're real.
Yeah, like being on. Yeah, exactly. You know
real.
what I'm saying? So it's like it's the artist's job, it's entrepreneur's job, it's everybody's job. That's like
has to work.
You gotta be 360 in that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to
be involved.
You have to show your face. You have to X, Y, Z. You have to carry like like if you just letting things go, bro, like exactly. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
It's gonna go.
You have to. No one should be more invested in your thing than you. Yeah, like
exactly.
Yeah,
because I always say that, you know, you have to believe in yourself more than others have to believe in you. You know, like it's hard to, because now, like you said, you were more into it than them. It's like now it's like you're the talent. They're getting outshined and outworked by you.
Right.
Which should never happen in a situation, but unfortunately it happens a lot.
But you know what is funny too is that like it took so much out of me. Because I was putting so much in, that the reward wasn't coming like it should have came, and it drained me. That I had to stop for a second. I was like, "Yo, I can't do this, man."
But see, and that's the other thing too, though. But like, but see, then you get to the point though where you realize that, like you say, you do all that, and you get to the point where you realize after you've done it a little while, you realize it's like, okay, talent ain't the end all be all.
Exactly.
Talent didn't all be all. So then now, you know what I'm saying, going forward, you do something like that. You're just like, yo, talent is one factor. But if you got a dude that's not as talented as this dude, but this dude is willing to work his ass off.
The work is more,
then maybe this is a dude I put my time, my efforts, my woo behind.
Exactly. And then we see it now in the music world now.
Yeah.
Is that there's very little talent in it, but they work. They work ethic.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, I'm not a fan of 6ix9ine. I'm not a fan of him at all.
Yep, you've spoken your opinion.
He's working.
I gotta give him his credit.
He's working.
His work ethic.
He's working. Yeah, I can't take nothing away from that.
Unbelievable.
True.
Yeah.
This boy
Yeah.
is doing it, and
you
I
can't
had to
take
say
that
to
away from him.
I had to say to myself the other day, and admit it, and repost what he did.
Yeah.
And I had to congratulate him, like, you know what? And it gave me a whole new outlook now. Like, somebody that I wasn't respecting talent-wise helped me realize the work.
Yeah.
The young boy is putting in the work, and he's creating his own destiny right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's exactly that, man.
Yeah.
You got your work gotta match your talent.
Yeah.
For sure.
Your work gotta match your talent if you got talent.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
If you have talent, wait a second.
Can work
a lot of people.
overcome talent?
Yes, you could. Your work can overcome.
It has. It will.
In the future.
It has done it for so many artists. The work has the work.
I'm sorry, the people in Love and Hip
overcomes
Hop
the talent.
Hollywood and New York and all these shows. I'm like, where are their singles? Where's their life? And then they're played in the commercial before they go off. But I'm just like, the talent isn't there, but maybe their work is there.
Another one who did that, achieved that, was Cardi B.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I love me some BX.
Her work,
Cardi all day, every day.
was unbelievable. And it's funny though, is that a guy I know, Sparks, he put me on to Cardi B years before that. He was following her as a stripper. He kept saying, yo, follow her.
She's doing a funny Instagram.
Yeah, she was doing a funny
so
story.
And I was like, I couldn't get it. I was like, nah, bro, she too much for me. I can't.
I admit, I'll
Shout out to
unfollow
Sparks,
her.
B.
Shout out to Sparks.
I unfollowed her a few times
and
for
then 2
that.
years later,
But I love her.
she's on Love and Hip Hop, and I said, how the fuck she get? And he's like, yo, I told you she gonna be something, yo.
You know something? I'll tell you one thing. The way I got hip to Cardi B was like I was hearing her. You know, she was ranting on IG.
Crazy.
And then one time, my brother-in-law hit her up and was like, "Yo, your teeth are horrible." Yo, she got at him.
You say your
Crazy,
brother-in-law?
my brother-in-law. And then she put she went back into his Instagram.
Yep.
Got a picture of him when he was a baby.
Oh.
And he wasn't the cutest boy in the world. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, look at this little monster. And she roasted him on IG.
That's what happens, like you said.
And then about 3 weeks later, I'm coming. I get out of my building. We go in my car, and it's all of us. It's me, my wife, and my 3 girls. And then Cardi B just walking right next to us. And I'm like, look, that's Cardi B. And then Vanessa was like, I should tell her something. I said, come on, man. She did what she had to do.
She
know?
did what she had to do.
Your brother came out of character.
He started it.
Yeah.
He started it.
And then we just kept
well,
man.
Rumor has
but you know, she from my hood. She lives about
she
3 blocks away.
Rumor has it that she's maybe possibly coming out for the Super Bowl with Maroon 5. So it was one of those things where people were like, she may be putting them on, even though right now, in terms of right now, if she does come out, that's going to be major.
She's bringing them back.
My question is, should Cardi B be doing the Super Bowl after the whole?
Yeah,
I know. That's
Kaepernick. No, Kaepernick. Kaepernick. That's my way of saying it.
We've discussed the Kaepernick case.
Yeah, I say Kaepernick.
I don't know. I mean,
they need something to help. They need something to help Maroon 5.
I mean, if she wears a standing with Cap if she wear maybe the cap shirt,
Well,
then I'm
yeah,
like, hey, I'm all
technically,
for it.
if Cardi comes through, she gonna
She
do
gonna
it.
come on.
Slide a little nipples on
Slide
there.
on it. Oh my God.
Two things.
Excuse me, Sal. What did you say on the show?
I didn't look at you.
Two things.
I didn't look at you in your eye, Shantae.
Nipples.
Two things. I think she could come out and rock it because of Colin help taking Nike.
Colin
Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick.
It's Colin
Where you get Colin
Kaepernick.
Kaepernick. Man,
Colin
man.
Kaepernick.
Whatever. KP's in the
KP.
house. After KP, what KP
CP3. Go ahead.
what KP has done for Nike right now.
It's phenomenal. I want some
And
Nikes.
Nike has
$6 billion. They market increase.
33%. They went up
3%.
30%.
$6 billion in extra value. That's crazy.
And them renegotiating their contract with the NFL.
Quick question.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all heard about this. Thoughts. So, everybody hopped on the Just Do It train and everything else. Mm-hmm. So I just read the other day that apparently Nike has given almost $1 million to the to the GOP in donations.
I didn't hear about that.
Talks among yourselves.
No, I'm gonna go check that out. I'm gonna do my research. I like to do my research because I do post this stuff.
They've also now I guess be fair. They have also given money to the Democrats as well.
Yeah,
but it's like 4-1 Republican money.
I think Nike is doing what they got to do to stay leveled in the ground. You know what I'm saying? It's because at the end of the day, they're a brand and they're a business.
Yeah.
And you got to learn how to play this field.
And at the end of the day, Nike has these factories overseas that pays $1 to make these shoes that they come back over here to sell for high price. And they profit off of those.
So their profit game is serious.
It's leveled. They do
gotta
good and they do bad.
You gotta. It's a balance thing.
A balance, exactly.
It's a balance. It has to be balanced out. You know what I'm saying? You can't, because if they do all one thing, they're gonna get the backlash from that. Mm-hmm. So you gotta do it.
That's true.
You gotta do it. You gotta
true.
know how to do it. And at the end of the day, man, let's salute them for putting on
Cap.
That's
cap.
I want some Nikes. So and, now they got me.
And
why don't we do this, man?
All get Nikes
from this day forward. Why don't we buy Nike stock instead of buying Nikes?
That's a good call, though.
I mean, it's $53 or something like that a stock. Yeah. I mean, we buy sneakers for $120.
No, not me.
That's two.
I wear 6.5 kids
that we can buy. We can be owners of
jealous
Nike.
of you.
And as Nike hit me up. Many as Nike sneakers that I've owned in my life, and I start to think if all those kicks were stocks.
But see, the difference is that
then you would be barefoot.
We didn't know.
I wear Adidas.
The thing is that we didn't. It's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of information that's out that we never knew about, man. Coming up. We didn't know about that. We didn't know hip hop was going to be. Yeah.
So now you know it's going to be.
We didn't know hip hop was going to be.
I'm still buying Nikes. I know. I know I should buy.
With
stocks,
this information, I still know
those damn new Nikes.
I seen a meme. I seen like a little meme the other day, and it was actually exactly what you said, but it was with the iPhone, and it just like
the iPhone is the worst.
It just equated like an iPhone costs this much. This iPhone costs this much. Apple stock costs this much, and as I sit here and live stream on my iPhone XS, I felt like an asshole.
That's got some good camera.
But you know what though? But you know what I have realized about last year, early this year.
Yeah,
I had put in my head that everything I'm purchasing, whether it's for business or for my own myself.
Yeah.
I am figuring out how to make money off of it.
I feel that.
Everything. Down from underwear to side. And that's how you gotta move. You gotta learn how to move and be like, how can I use this brand?
But you're right though. Look at things and at least look at their value, look at depreciation, look and say like, well, if I need to flip this, if I want to flip this, what's the flippability? Because in actuality,
that's a good word.
Flippability.
In actuality,
copyright.
In actuality,
trademark.
I'm going through some things with Stan Socks right now.
Oh, word. I mess with them.
So I'm working with some things with them. I'm back and forth with them because I buy so much of it. And I'm like, yo, you guys, and I'm back. It's a situation because
if you need anybody to shoot your socks,
and I'm here. So it's like, how can I?
I'll wear them and you can shoot.
Hey man, listen.
I know that's the big plan.
Gang,
Let's
gang.
get Bravo.
Listen, man.
Gang.
And I got pretty feet, so we could do half size. Like,
you gonna get those. You gonna get those. You gonna get them Instagram creeps.
You're gonna put the sock and then cut the little tips.
Yep, we can try it out. We can try it out, like the Christmas socks.
But it's true though. You gotta figure out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put yourself in the playing field.
Yeah, true story.
You gotta put yourself in the playing field. So you can buy the phone. There's nothing wrong with buying it. We need the phone. There's nothing wrong with buying the sneakers. But how can it work for you now?
Right.
Make it do more than just you having it for your own, for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just how can you make it work where I can make some money off of this?
Right.
And that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can't say, well, I'm not going to buy an iPhone. I'm going to just buy stock in it.
Yeah, true stuff.
Then you ain't gonna have no phone or the Obama
you understand
phone.
What I'm saying?
You better get the Obama phone.
Right. But that's the thing. It's like it's not to say don't buy it or whatever. But but the same deal. Like you said, what is what is this the fifth iPhone I done had to zero Apple stock? You know what I mean? Like that's
the ratio
really
has to be different.
Exactly.
Our mindset has to be different if the ratio is going to change.
That's just more the thing where it's just like but you made a good point though. When you were saying it's just like we weren't brought up to pay attention to things like that or to even think like to me like that was stocks weren't even real. You know what I mean? Like I said, but then how did I get my camera equipment? I sold stock.
Yeah, you sold stock.
You know what I mean? I held on to it until it was, you know what I mean? I watched it go up and then that's, you know what I mean, X, Y, and Z. Like that was my first real endeavor in having stocks.
And now put yourself into the game and play it and everything.
Yes, sir.
Music wise, man, what we about to get ready for some promos and picks, Sal?
Oh yeah, and about we got about another four minutes. Yeah,
couple more minutes, man.
I'm watching the clock.
Do you got a project ready for us? Musical project is there one on the way? Is there one ready? Is there one on the way?
I don't have
for the people to look out for.
Yeah, I don't have anything just be like, yo, keep your ear to the streets. It's coming soon.
It's like next photo is gonna be popping.
I'm gonna put this out, and I've already talked to him about it briefly. But I'm gonna put this out in the universe. I don't know if y'all heard of a producer named 14KT. But
from Cincinnati?
No, KT's from
from Cincinnati.
Yeah,
no, I never heard of
KT's from Michigan, but he's done some good stuff. But he's actually part of a rap group called Rose Gold, who signed the Fat Beats. And
I've heard of them.
Okay, okay.
Word. Yeah, they're super dope. Those are my people. I got photography in the album.
Okay.
But KT is like my all-time favorite producer. So I talked to him.
High Tech?
Yes, for certain. And that's no shade to High Tech, but it's not even close. KT is a beast. So you talked to him briefly. So I hope in the next couple of months to maybe, he lives in LA now. Hope in the next couple of months to maybe get out there and then just start throwing some stuff against the wall and see what comes of it. We talked briefly and he was just like, yo, we just gotta get in the room and see what happens. So I want to see what happens. Yeah.
So on that note, then let the people know where they can see some of them pictures.
All right.
I know.
Yeah.
And get in touch with you if they need some photography and when they friends suck.
Or,
they can get somebody.
Right. Exactly. Who to holler at. All right. So please, my main social media. I don't really like Facebook and all that stuff. Catch me on Instagram. My name is Ride Out. It's very easy. You can find me at Call Me Ride Out. CALLMERIDEOUT. Call Me Ride Out. If you want to see like my full like portfolio and like more than just what's on my Instagram, you can go to www.callmerideout.com. Once again, very simple. I am Call Me Ride Out literally anywhere you could think of finding me. Call Me Ride Out if you think you want to try and find me there. That's where it's at.
Messing with Sal, when you said www. I was about to say WKRP.
Oh man, I used to love that show.
I love that show, bro.
Since we don't have any music, do we have time for me to spit a verse?
Yeah, go ahead.
You want a beat or something?
Hold on.
So I'll provide him with a beat.
Let's get it going.
I got a bunch of beats, man. You like style boom bap type.
Yeah, something like mid.
That R&B.
Something mid. Yeah, just don't give me no like down south crap.
Give him that R&B.
It's good. I can switch it up. You want
something a little bit faster?
He got a message to tell.
Hold on. Let me get to it.
Hey.
So I was like, let me go through my catalog for y'all.
Even the sun goes down, heroes eventually die, and rap niggas often lie. We don't ask why, that's just the way it is. This music is a biz. I'm tired of this shit, goddammit. And artists can't make art no more. You gotta have a clothing line in the department store. You gotta be on silver screens, entertaining teens. A million other motherfucking things that come between your music, and wonder why these albums suck. Every D-boy wanna rap because he cooked some coke. Cook coke in a pot to rock, and leave that MC shit to the ones who got it good. My hood got some issues. Babies crying, mama's dying. Buy some stocking tissues. Woo. It's you. Listening, my nigga. Protect your head and shoulders. They conditioning my niggas to be killers and dealers and thugs and drug users. One strike, two strikes, user, loser. In the court of law, niggas could write horror stories off the shit they saw with no Hollywood budget. Heroes do die and niggas will fry for trying to look fly. Know why? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The way this shit sometimes go makes me wanna scream and shout. Ride out.
Woo!
Gang gang.
Second. Gang. Yeah. Wait a
I
second.
like how he talk and touch on some things.
Some things.
Said some words.
I like that, man. Oh, man.
There was no mumbling there, man.
Oh, man.
No mumbling rap.
Maybe I'll rap again one day.
Yo, bro.
But right out, man. We appreciate you coming through,
man.
man.
Thank you, New York, for the
Heroes
love.
Headquarters, man. Every Thursday, 6 to 8.
Yeah.
You already know.
6:17 to 7:54.
7:54.
Put the pressure on Sal so he can get
yeah, that's
production.
right.
We'll ride out.
Already know.
Put the pressure on Sal. Because we always put the pressure on Sal, but Sal just seems to disappear.
We out.
Shout out to everybody on the live stream.
Yeah.
HHPOV.
I'm back. Well, I'm back.